All right, it is Wednesday. It is 4:30 p.m. Central Time. Still daylight time though, but welcome. It is office hours, everyone, where you can pick up a thing or two about Intune, ConfigMgr, imaging, PowerShell, and stuff. Hey, Andrew, how are you?
I am happy to have you back this week. they they let me off easy last week, too easy, frankly.
Oh, did they
So
now? All right, let's see if we can change that.
they did, yeah. So no, happy to have you back. Happy to be, as always, I like to let everyone know how things are going here in the Chicago area. Happy to have this wonderful weather. Oh my gosh, I'm it's fantastic. How are you doing this week?
All good, all good.
Yeah.
Been busy. We're running multiple master classes this week, so it's like
Yeah.
I took on some video editing job for the afternoon, so
All
that's what
right.
I will be spending my evening with.
It's a good thing that you actually enjoy doing that.
That is true, and I basically told the boy that he can choose between Culver's and Culver's tonight for dinner, and he opted in for Culver's. So
Oh, it's not a bad choice, I must say. Awesome.
yeah, all right. What's new?
Oh, there's always something. I've got a couple of things that I'd like to share that I came across. A few things that I'm going to be hopefully testing out here in the next couple of weeks as well.
Oh, I should share your screen.
I think that would be perfect.
It would help.
Yes.
All right.
All right. First things up. I don't know if if it might have been last week, and if so, that was on me. If I forgot to announce this, but our friend Sandy Zhang over at Cloudway put out a new open source tool called the Intune Policy Comparison Tool, or Intune Diff, and this allows you to compare two security baselines in Intune or two different settings catalog configurations. So recommend checking this out if you're going through changes, which we all do. Our security baselines get updated all the time. Not all the time, but they do get updated regularly. Our settings catalog configurations change. So Sandy's tool does a real nice job of comparing those policies. So this was released, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago, and she released an update already today that basically allows you to add files to JSON files that make up the configuration policies or profiles and upload them to an Azure file blob and then compare them right from there rather than doing things locally. So added a little bit of flexibility there, I think. You can also just connect to Intune directly through Graph using this tool and just compare right here. Select your two policies, go ahead and hit compare, and off you go. So should have this connected, and maybe next week I can give it a brief demo because super useful tool. I mean, planning changes like this is important, and knowing what we're changing is important. So thank you, Sandy, for putting this out.
All right. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Community. Love it.
gotta love it. Now, this next one, I think you'll be pretty excited about it, Johan. Getting quality updates out of the box in Autopilot is rolling out next month.
Yeah. I was, that was like almost like a type of, call it. Uh, I really wanted to dive in and take a look. So during the course Monday, no, Tuesday, I was like, oh, this is coming. So I opened up my tenant. I was upgraded to 2508. I figured, perfect, I must have it. No, it was not yet available in my tenant. So like, dang it.
So
So
close.
yeah,
Well, it looks like it's going to be pretty straightforward. Basically, just an adjustment to your enrollment status pages. And from there, we can, well, let's zoom in here. We can select this option, install Windows quality updates during the enrollment process. That I would say is shiny.
it is. But it was worth note. There was a note somewhere in the post that this is just for Autopilot version 1, like the normal stuff. It is
Oh,
not
really?
not for device preparation policies.
Oh, there we go.
You can zoom in on that one, perhaps. So they might be in for a surprise, people who have gone up to the new framework, because it will patch.
Yes, so there's controls for Autopilot V1, but for device preparation, it's just going to happen. It was so great. Thank you for pointing that out.
I figured it was worth mentioning.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, consistency. Who needs it, I guess.
Sure.
Nevertheless, I mean, the fact that we're going to be able to have our devices update pretty easily right out of the box, happy about that. This is a good improvement.
Indeed.
Also, wanted to mention we talked last week a little bit about Mike O'Leary's solution that he blogged about that sort of helps your co-managed devices during enrollment change the lock screen so that your techs or your users actually know, don't touch this device. Please don't touch this device. There's something happening. We're going through the Entra enrollment. We're going through the Intune enrollment. And I feel like I've seen him make a dozen updates since we talked about it last week. And one of the big ones today that he mentioned is customizable text. I did like this customized text right here.
Of course you did, yeah.
I mean, we've been on the internet for a little while, so I figured we could both appreciate that one. But additional logging, customizing the text is fantastic. I know one of the examples that he showed earlier in the week was basically putting the exact task sequence ID and when it was completed in that lock screen. So really cool solution that he's been putting together and maintaining here for the last couple of weeks. Wanted to call that out since we talked about it at last office hours. And then last but not least, something that I sent to you last night, Johan, came across on the Intune subreddit for the first time, is that there is a new Dell management portal that's going to be able to connect to Intune. I have not figured out how to get access to this thing yet, but from what I'm seeing, this is similar to the HP management portal that's been out for quite some time. I know you've used that, Johan, and that allowed you, if I recall correctly, to help a little bit with driver management, BIOS management, and things like that. I think we can expect the same thing out of the Dell management portal from what I'm seeing here. So the nice thing about this post, I'm going to post the Reddit post itself, but the additional official links that they had in this post. But there's a nice white paper about how this connects to Intune. You can manage BIOS policies. You can manage BIOS passwords, retrieve BitLocker recovery keys. Looks like there's quite a few things in here that we're going to be able to do.
I just signed up for it.
Perfect.
Can I steal the screen for?
Yeah, please do.
How do I do that when I find my screen?
it's somewhere around there.
There it is. manage.dell.com.
All right.
And when I clicked it, it prompted me for login, and to connect, I have to say approve to give it credentials. And here we are. It looks pretty much like the HP one. But yeah, this is the first time I see it, so I'm assuming I will be able to add devices or search for devices and BIOS policies and something. Create a new policy. What can possibly go wrong?
This is like the livest of live demos ever.
Well,
Okay, so a little power management and
yeah, I made some policies, and next, I guess. No, I don't think that's right now. Okay, publish where?
Oh, there you go. So it'll be available in your list of policies. Then you'll be able to find and deploy it from Intune.
All right, let's do a publish here. And look at this.
Take you right over to it.
Hey, this is not shit.
No. And so now you should be able to assign it from here, huh?
Yeah. Huh. Well, I happen to have a couple of Dell groups. See if that device explodes. Beautiful. All right.
A shiny new toy for us to try out, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, that was cool.
Yeah. Oh, very excited. I mean, like I said, I've seen you demo the HP management portal many, many times, and I think almost every time I've seen you demo it, somebody's asked about Dell and Lenovo and stuff as well, and we've kind of had to shrug our shoulders and say, well, there's nothing there.
Yeah, look what it created. Just the configuration file for the CCTK.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I have to dive into to see what's going on behind the scenes here.
All right. Yes, I love to see Johan this excited. I love it. That's awesome.
Well, I also had 4 cups of coffee today, so that's good.
That might have a little something to do with it.
Plus, spending the entire day with ConfigMgr, that always gets me excited. So,
exactly. Yeah. Awesome. Well, that was the last thing that I had to share, and I'm excited that you were able to get in and sign up for it pretty quick.
Yep. All right, then.
All right. I know that you've probably got maybe at least something to share as well, but Benny did just ask, do you know, is there a similar portal for Lenovo yet that you've seen?
I have not seen anything from Lenovo.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. So we've had HP's had their solution for a couple of years now, I think. Dell's is brand new, as far as I can tell. We're still waiting on Lenovo.
Well, I can drop a email to Mr. Joe Parker and what's the other guy's name? Philip Jorgensen.
There you go.
See if they happen to know. Intune portal. Hey guys, are you working on an Intune portal?
Sweet. So if there's news that you can share, we will share it.
Well, that's kind of not expecting to reply within the 45 minutes we have left, but
well, the good thing is that we'll have office hours again next week and the week after.
That is true. That is true. All right. So
awesome.
HP and Dell are on board. Lenovo uncertain.
All right. Very cool. Super live demo.
Super live. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Yeah, that was all I had.
All right. Well, since I have the screen anyway, I might as well. I stumbled across this little thing. There's a new preview of Windows Terminal. Apparently, you can split panels in it. Looks nice. So they released that one. Both the stable release, that was 1, 2, 3, and then the preview was 1, 2, 4. So, yeah. Anyhow, just wanted to share it.
Very cool.
Then we had a pretty cool announcement Thursday, and that was that our little academy is teaming up with a not so little Patch My PC company anymore. They used to be. almost our size, but they have expanded a lot in recent years, and it's around PSADT. So we are going together with Patch My PC and the PSADT team, going to offer what I think is the first like official training with certificate and everything around the new version of PSADT, including how to migrate from the older version to the new version. So from 3 over to 4. So we're going to run it over 5 weeks, 2 hours every week. And the price for this one is just about right. And when I checked the numbers yesterday, we had more than 300 people signing up for it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I'll have to say too, I mean, I've seen PSADT for years, but didn't really give it a serious go until the last several weeks when I was able to use 4.1. And if you have not used PSADT up until this point, now, in my opinion, is the time to do it. 4.1 is much easier to manage, no reliance on Service UI for Intune. Really kind of blew my mind, this new version of it. Very, very cool stuff. I'm excited for this, Johan.
This is cool. And it's the PSADT themselves, Dan and Mitch, that will do most of the presentations. So that'll be awesome. And if you cannot wait until September 18, we did a mini course where with like a highlight of the changes. That recording is available somewhere. There it is. That was what we did last Friday. So available and also, of course, free. So good stuff there. Let's see what else. I don't think there was some. That was probably it in terms. No, one thing. It's fun to me how you work on a blog post, you put in a couple of days of work, and it's advanced one, and you expect it that this is going to go basically viral in terms of how viral a blog post can go, and nothing happens. Like, all right, get a normal amount of views, and then you just do something in comparison very, very basic, like how to use an unattend file to build a media and just drive the setup from there, like how we did it back in the early days. And it just blows up. It's just the most read post at the moment in months and months and months.
It was amazing. I mean, this blog post was everywhere on socials.
and I cannot explain it. I remember my good friend Michael Nystrom back in 2015 or something like that. He wrote a blog post about how to edit the custom settings in a file for MDT.
Yeah.
And to this day, a decade later, it's the most read blog post he has.
Amazing.
It's like, all right. But I think, and it was Amy that actually pointed it out, when you've been in the IT industry for a long time, it is, at least for me, it's easy to just take things for granted. Of course, everybody knows this. Absolutely. And like, oh, wait a minute, I was also new once. It was 30 years ago, but I was new.
There was a time.
Yeah, so, yeah. Anyhow, total sidebar about it.
No, it was fantastic. I don't know that we mentioned this post anyways in the last couple of weeks, so it's worth putting it out there.
No, I think I posted it on August 2018, and then I decided to jump ship on you on the last office hours. So.
Oh, that happens.
Happens to the best of us. Yeah.
That's right.
All right. Do we have any questions? That is the question.
Of course we do. And a couple of hellos that I want to call out as well. I see Amir's joining us. Hello, Amir. And Zach. Culver's is a solid choice. I have Zach's from Wisconsin. Of course he likes Culver's. And Matthew as well. And Matthew's got our first question. I get a lot of error messages having to do with the system container. Guidance says you don't need to add the system container and seems they don't want to extend the AD schema if they don't have to. What are your thoughts on this?
So first of all, this is a config manager, and if you don't extend the schema, config manager won't be able to publish what it needs to publish in AD. And clients is using that to find stuff. In this particular case, the management point in the site. So they should. The schema for config manager, those changes haven't changed since the past 20 years. Rock solid change, low risk. I cannot think of any single config manager customer who haven't done it. And if they're afraid of that executable, I can show the file here. It should be in the install folder. This one here. There is the LD file that shows exactly what schema changes that are done also. But this is a no-brainer to run. They should run it. And they should give the site server permissions to publish in the systems management container. No need to create it, it exists. If I go to one of my domain controllers here, open up Active Directory, use the same computers, flip it over to making sure it has advanced features selected. Then you have that container, and here you can see that it has published the site as well as my different boundaries. And these are IP ranges, boundaries created. So if I look at properties in this one, I go to security. This is where you can see that you can either add the site server directly to the container, or you can put the server in a group and add the group to it. But this, in my opinion, should be done. Tell them Johan said so. That's something. That's
that works. I've used that before. That's honestly good advice.
But it's just one of those low-hanging fruits.
Yeah.
I would recommend it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Let's see. Amir, not so much a question, but I think wondering out loud. Amir said, I wonder if the quality updates required reboot during autopilot break its auto login process or not.
There was first of all, I obviously don't know yet, but it did warn about the reboots in the post that Andrew showed earlier. So
let's see, I still have that up here.
Perfect.
Locate the new setting called.
Can I share the screen?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I need to.
There's a little version of it over there, anyways.
Good luck on seeing on that one.
Locate the new setting called install Windows quality updates might restart the device. If its value is set to yes, you're set to install quality updates during provisioning. So they say maybe. Is this what you were referring to?
Yeah. I think it's interesting also they specifically call out quality updates. So I just assume this will never hit the feature update. It doesn't say that it won't, but I'm just assuming it won't.
Yeah,
I guess we'll find out.
Right. I think it's a fair assumption, but you're right. We will find out. Sooner rather than later, I suppose. We're coming up on fall.
September patch Tuesday is going to be here before we know it.
Yep. All right. Francois's got a question around Hyper-V. In a lab environment with Hyper-V, do you have a way to connect a bootable USB drive to a virtual machine? The ISO file works, but I'd like to edit the boot media quickly.
There is a pass-through disk mechanism, but I have only used that for USB sticks that are compatible with the old, now obsolete Windows to Go. So I'm not sure if it works with the regular USB sticks, because those USB sticks are special. They detect themselves as a fixed disk, whereas normal USB stick wouldn't.
Yeah, I know Hyper-V can be a little bit finicky in what it supports for pass-through. Totally unrelated to systems management, I run my home automation system, Home Assistant. Some of you might be familiar with it, through Hyper-V, and you can't add there's a protocol called Z-Wave or Zigbee that's used for home automation, and you can't add a Z-Wave or Zigbee USB stick and pass it through to a Hyper-V VM, whereas you could with VMware or Proxmox or something like that. Total sidebar, but I just happen to know that pass-through is finicky. Although I'd be happy for somebody to tell me I'm wrong and you can do that.
Oh, I mean, the doc says that the USB pass-through features still require USB sticks that are detected as fixed drives, but I wonder if the enhanced session mode can be used. Share devices connected to the host. Can't say I have tried that part.
Mm-mm.
I found a good old post on Spiceworks, not tested. If I can flip the screens here. This one up, that one by, this one here. Oh, that is pass-through only. Might not be what I was looking for. There are some software available, it appears, like USB over Ethernet type software. That may work. Or just use VMware. Workstation. It's free. Has it.
All right. Matthew's got a follow-up question here around ConfigMgr. So it starts, might be related to the other issue. I have added all of the MP's SRV records manually to DNS. And it seems they want to cycle through all of the MPs more than once before selecting the correct one. I have the site server and the references tab in the boundary group, and does seem to pay attention to the tends to register eventually, but then some app installs are failing as they try to install before the client is fully registered. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, Config Manager still honors your boundaries and boundary groups in terms of selecting management points. So I wonder if something is up with the boundaries. That would be my first guess. Making sure the client is not in multiple boundary groups, because overlapping boundaries are making things messy.
Mhm.
Or making sure it's at least part of one boundary group. So shouldn't have blank boundary groups either.
We did have last week, while you were out, there was a question about the overlapping boundary group script that you shared, and I shared Trevor Jones' report on that. That's the one that you generally recommend, right?
Yeah.
Unless you, okay. Didn't know if you had any other resources around that one.
No, I think I just made a version of it at some point. See if I have that. Roll F7. Speaking of back to basics, it's been around for a while. What added with DOS key back in 3.3 of DOS. That was before your time, probably.
Before I knew that I was going to be in this industry, I'll say. But yes, I do remember using a text-based computer at one point.
Yeah, you're right. It was actually 87, so it was, yeah, a bit.
I wasn't quite using it yet.
All right, let's see what I have here. Looks like I was doing something. Health check scripts. That looks promising.
Mm-hmm.
Name again. Invoke. Huh? ConfigMgr. I'll open both of these. One is updated later than the other. So probably this one. Yeah, I might have borrowed from Trevor, and then I make some changes to it for the report, I think.
Okay.
So let's see what I have in my temp folder. Nothing, apparently. It's gone now, was event logs. But if I run this report...
Just a small sidebar. I appreciate that you use your temp folder as a temp folder.
All right, let's see. Yeah, so this one tells me that I have my overlapping boundary here, named overlapping demo. Because this is an overlapping boundary.
Mm.
It conflicts with the other ones in the same. This range is obviously within that range, and we have an overlap. So yeah, maybe that. Maybe that.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I love this comment from Mike. PSADT is amazing. What a cool course. They don't know it yet, but my coworkers are signing up for it.
There you go.
Perfect.
Love it.
Dan is currently supporting an environment with the SQL database on a separate server from the primary site server. What's the best way to patch the SQLDB server? Do I need to shut down the primary site server first?
If it's just the regular remote server and it's not part of a cluster or anything like that, it's all about stopping all the ConfigMgr services, make sure nothing accesses it, and then patch it or then update it. If it's a cluster or always on SQL or anything like that, it's more complicated. What I would recommend is, of course, bring it home. So bit back. Now, you will lose high availability feature in ConfigMgr, but again, I don't like them. I think they cause more harm than what they actually bring. So yeah, that would be my second recommendation.
Great tip. Just a comment here from Zach when you were showing your Back to Basics blog post earlier. To your credit, you do an amazing job in your blog post. Just because deployment methods have evolved doesn't mean there are still other ways. True?
Thank you. Yeah, that is very much true. And a lot of these background processes and things are still really useful to know about, even if you are using like a more modern deployment solution, because ConfigMgr, for example, when the sequence runs, guess what it's doing behind the scenes? It's downloading a template of an unattended file, modifies it dynamically, and then tells setup, here you are. So it's, yeah, the stuff like that is golden to have in like your repository of tools or skills.
Absolutely, and I think Mike's got a funny but true point here. Answer files really are the gateway drug to this whole thing, anyways. It's so true.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Kurt's asking in our hydration kit, which script generates the folders? Would you mind popping up GitHub?
I can do a GitHub. No, apparently I cannot. All right, where do you want me to
go? Let's look at the 2025 hydration kit, the most recent one. And then I think the new hydration kit setup PowerShell script is the one that you are looking for, Kurt. This will actually go through and build out the folder structure and everything for you.
I mean, the shorthand version is that the script is creating an offline MDT deployment share.
Yep.
Sorry, MDT deployment share that has an offline media in it.
Yes. So run that, and then there's an additional script that will create the lab VMs for you as well, just to make things a little bit easier.
I mean, the documentation is not, may not win any award or anything, but it's not terrible. See where the index is.
Oh, just that should just be the README at the root.
Yeah.
It's a handful of steps, but the screenshots add a few more pages.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one I was looking for. This one.
Yeah, perfect.
I mean, only put it on the C drive if you have a lot of disk space on the C drive, because it will use 50, 60 gigs of content.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, just another comment from Zach here. This conversation about finding out how new Intune features really work got me thinking about how incredible Rudy Ohms has been to the community, and obviously Patch My PC. It's so cool what he's been doing.
Oh yeah, all those deep dives.
And deep is like using the term loosely. Some of those are like brain hurting dives. They're awesome. Truly, I don't think I could do them.
Oh,
great call out.
Having a good afternoon is probably starting a debugger. And
yep.
crank open a few DLLs, and yep, there we are.
That's it. Matthew just had a follow-up comment from his question. I think maybe I need a good video or guide on boundaries and boundary groups. As far as I can tell, mine are correct, but makes me a little bit nervous that I might be missing something.
When we discussed this in one of the office hours, there are multiple ways to ask which boundary groups a client is in. You can do it from PowerShell, and I wonder if the support tools showed it also. Apps. I remember SVAR had a good, I think he borrowed it from Jason. Boundary group cache report. Yeah, SVAR.
Yeah.
So basically extend the inventory to include that particular namespace. And then you have a report that you can import to get that in ConfigMgr. So you actually can see the boundary group assignments.
Yeah.
Apparently there is a link to TechNet Gallery, so that one won't work. But what's on the internet stays on the internet, right? We discussed this.
Of course. It's true.
Here we are. No, I do not want to translate. Thank you. Apparently, I got to the French. Yeah, anyhow, it's available.
You need to brush up on your French.
I pretty much only know Bon Voyage, and I'm not even sure I'm saying that correct.
Close enough. Awesome. Francois just had a follow-up here too with regards to USB with Hyper-V. Pass-through was the keyword that he was missing. Thanks. Probably mount an additional virtual disk and try booting from that disk. All right.
Right then. Brilliant.
Zach's on fire today. He quoted you. I have a script for that somewhere, and then you pulled up thousands of scripts, scrolled to the exact one. Pure gold.
I'm glad you like it. If you really want to go all in with unattend files, you can get older Hyper-V versions that still support virtual floppies.
Oh.
They do exist.
Amazing. Matthew said thank you on the boundaries. And are you able to share that script, or is it already available on GitHub?
We will share the links below the session today. So yeah, it will be there.
Sounds good. All right. And then Dan had a follow-up on his remote SQL database. He does intend to bring it home eventually. Good plan.
All right. We like it.
Makes things a lot easier.
Yeah.
Awesome. Whew, we're already at 5:15. Where'd the time go?
I don't know.
Oh, we're not out of time. We've still got 15 minutes.
got this copy. It might be hard to see here. But not sure if it's
I see the
readable.
Google search part of it. Best boss ever.
Yeah.
With your name at the bottom.
Oh, I love it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. But I do not see any more questions.
I don't either. Just making sure we didn't miss any here. Could call out a couple of upcoming events. We've got WP Ninja Summit is coming up here next month. I assume we'll have some exciting news coming out of that. Pretty sure they're sold out, but there's that. Yep, Workplace Ninjas US as well. I've seen that they continue to announce speakers. They might have done the last round of announcements this week.
I didn't see if MMS sold out. I don't think they did.
I don't think so either. So that was definitely one that I was going to mention here.
Oh, I guess they're still available.
Yep. That's coming up quick.
I know.
So some really exciting events in the coming months, and then Ignite will be in between all of that, right? In November?
Yeah, they have a digital edition. It goes in San Francisco this year.
Yeah.
The digital tickets are free, so
That's a pretty good price.
yeah, they've been doing that for a couple of years. Apparently that link was not right. Oh, it was. It just redirected me to the right one. I like that. Yeah, November 18. Yep.
I haven't been to that venue in many years, but I'm sure you've been there once or twice.
If that's what I had billed, yes. Otherwise, no.
Oh, okay. Seems like there have been ton. I know Apple events were there all the time. I went to the Citrix conference there many years ago.
That
Nice
event
venue.
coming up soon also, the Apple event.
There's the iPhone 17 announcement is in like a week and a half.
Oh, there you go.
I think September 7th I saw yesterday. So some great stuff coming up. Hopefully, at least for both of us, MMS Music City in Nashville. Hopefully, we see some of you. But Johan, you'll again be at WP Ninjas US in December.
Sure. Sure did. Oh, sure will.
Awesome.
Yes, I have been to the Moscow Center. Build 2014 was at that venue.
All right.
Yeah.
That might have been the time that I was out. That might have been the year that I was out there for Citrix as well. Would have been a different week for sure, but
Brings back some memories. 2014. That was the first developer conference I attended. Not because I had any plans to becoming a full-time developer, but because they have a lot of OEM stuff at the conference. And OEM is imaging, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Guggenheimer. Yep. All right. Well then, I think we are done for the day.
Let off easy again.
Yep. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us and for the many good comments and questions. Andrew, fantastic to be back with you here, and I'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you, Johan, and thank you, everybody, for joining.